Well, there were some quite brutal falls on European markets last night as the stark, unpleasant reality of the choices facing all of them over Greece, not to mention Spain and perhaps Italy, became clearer to financial markets. None of the markets was spared, and as usual, the Athens Stock Exchange had the least friends. In fact, here's a chart that compares the great crash of 1929 on the Dow Jones in America with the fall on the main Athens share index since 2009. Now, as you can see, they're equivalent. Well, actually, the Greek market is still going down, whereas in 1932 the Dow was picking up. The 1929 Wall Street crash heralded the Great Depression, and that's what poor Greece is now going through, its own Great Depression, and it can't even devalue its currency to get out of it. Wall Street fell a bit more than 1% last night, although in Asia today things were mixed. Japanese and Chinese shares fell, while in Hong Kong and Singapore they went up. The Australian All Ordinaries closed 0.8% lower, with resources stocks sliced the most because of concerns about the health of the global economy, what with China slowing down as well as Europe being in a prolonged recession. Pacific Brands and Beach Energy were hammered because each of them have been left at the altar by potential suitors. KKR has dropped plans to bid for Pacific Brands, and Beach Energy was trying to sell its shale gas assets, but they didn't get any bids. There weren't many rises, but Telstra was one of them. It's now at a 3-year high. The Australian dollar is sitting just above parity, basically where it was this time last night. And finally, I found a fascinating chart of US house prices going back to 1890, adjusted for inflation. Basically, it shows they haven't changed in real terms, and it rather puts the recent bubble into context, doesn't it? And that's finance.